Today on Chasing the Sun, we explore different fishing methods that get to places others can't. Kayaks and paddle boards.
Somebody wants a great big fish without going offshore. We have a really good bridge fishery.
This paddle system right here has rubberized edges, so when you put your paddle down, it does not make a clunking noise.
So once you propel yourself and you start going, then you'll feel more stable because now you're moving.
Then we head just offshore for Amberjacks.
That didn't take long, Darren. Oh, this one's a little larger. Yeah. Might have you beat, Darren. Yours might have me on that one.
And these things are getting huge.
That's as big as you want to mess with.
Yep.
Chasing the Sun is brought to you by Visit Panama City Beach, AFCO, American Fishing Tackle Company, Yozuri, Fish the Best, Costa Del Mar, see what's out there, High's Toggery, premium clothing for men and women, and by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. For years, kayaks have been used primarily for fun and exploring places other vessels can't. But in the past decade or so, they've also been used to fish almost anywhere due to their mobility and portability. Another great advantage of using kayaks is in the backwater and being able to get into tight spots. Jerry McBride with Kayak Fish magazine is a veteran to kayak angling and has some tips for us.
Well, I can't say I'm incredibly proud of it, but first fish of the morning. Fishing with David, the Hitch Kayak Pro. We launched it early this morning out of River Camp, Panama City Beach. We're trying to fish real shallow water this morning. There's lots of bait up here on the surface. Another redfish. There's one of the guys up here taking advantage of all the food up here on this shallow flat. And the water has really cooled off, so it's comfortable for the fish right now. Panama City Beach has not only great flats fishing and incredible offshore fishing, but we've got one more venue here that a lot of places can't brag about. Yeehaw! Somebody wants a great big fish without going offshore or without paddling too far. Oh, come here, fish. You're bigger than I thought. We have a really good bridge fishery for bull redfish. So somebody can come here and just paddling a few hundred yards, hopefully hook into something like this. One of the things, if you're out here catching these big reds, keep in mind they're really strong, so it takes quite a while to land them, even with heavy tackle. Don't come out here with light tackle and do it, because it'll just wear them out and kill them. So I don't mess around. My tackle's fairly heavy. But even so, that fish is essentially worn out by the time you get to the kayak. So One thing you don't want to do when you're taking pictures is hold it out of the water too long. It's like you going out and running 2 miles really hard and then sticking your head in a bucket of water and holding your breath, because when I bring that fish out of the water, it can't breathe and it's just run a marathon. So keep your picture session short, lift them out, take a quick picture, put them back in the water. Make sure these fish are, they're really tough, but you have to make sure they're revived, make sure they go down good when you turn them loose. All right, here you go. This looks like she's swimming away just fine.
Coming up, Aleese gets above water to learn the basics on a paddleboard.
What we're gonna do is adjust the paddle. Now this is important because the paddle is your propulsion.
And we get some tricks and tips from 2 pro paddleboarding anglers.
One of the most important accessories that I got in this boat, believe it or not, is the paddle system.
With the powerful micro anchor system, I can reach down, hit the button, and easily deploy my anchor.
Reel down to the water until it's rip and drag.
Get 'em!
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that takes the road less traveled than the road less traveled, and finds the comforts of home extremely uncomfortable. This is for that you.
Beautiful. Best selection, best service, best advice. For 43 years, Half Hitch has given anglers everything they need for a successful day of blue water fishing or fishing the shallow flats of the Florida Panhandle. With 6 locations along the Emerald Coast, a Half Hitch is never far away. For your latest fishing reports, check out halfhitch.com. Half Hitch, gear up and get out there.
We wanted to go where others couldn't. To fish where the fishing is best. We needed an adventure that we couldn't have any other way. If you're a fisherman, you know what we're talking about.
Another form of fishing in PCB is becoming popular, paddleboard fishing. A bit more challenging than kayaking, paddleboarding requires a bit of a learning curve. Aleese Maples is more comfortable under the water as a dive captain, but loves a challenge and gets the basics on paddleboarding from local instructor Scott Elder.
All right, Scott, so I see a paddleboard and a paddle. How do I put these together and use them?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So here's what we have. This is a basic paddleboard paddle. This is an adjustable paddle. What we're gonna do is adjust the paddle. Now this is important because the paddle is your propulsion. It's not like surfing where guys are catching a wave and the surf and the wave is propelling you on the board. You're actually gonna propel yourself. Awesome. So let's size this paddle up for you. Usually the rule of thumb, when you hold it right next to you, you just kind of reach up. What you want to do is we want to get the handle to right at the bend of your wrist right here. Okay. So that'll compensate for the height of the board when we stand in. So go ahead and reach up just one hand, there you go. So we're about there, you're kind of standing on a slope. What I'll do is I'll adjust it here, hit a button, go up one more click, try that now. There you go. Now we're going to talk about the board. This board is 12 foot 6 long. This is your standard size recreational type board. They vary in all sizes. The black handle you see here in the center, this is your balance point. So that's where you want to have your foot placement. The way we're going to start you off is you're going to go out there on your knees. with paddle in front of you, okay, like this. And you're gonna get your stability, and immediately you're gonna stand up to your feet, put the paddle in the water, and start paddling. Once you propel yourself and you start going, then you'll feel more stable because now you're moving. Balance will come down the road and you'll feel it in your shoulders and your abs and your legs, and then you'll see the scenery around you.
Awesome, I'm excited.
Let's get going.
Sam Root and Jeff Schneider are pro paddleboard anglers who rig their boards for maximum fishability. Different boards take different accessories, but being stealthy on the water is the main goal.
One of the most important accessories that I got on this boat, believe it or not, is the paddle system. Because when you're paddleboard fishing, you cannot paddle and fish at the same time. So what I do, I put the paddle down and I pick up the rod in one motion. One of the most important things when you do put down the rod is be very quiet. Whether you're in a plastic kayak or a fiberglass stand-up paddleboard like this, you want to be quiet because you're very, very close to the fish. This paddle system right here has rubberized edges, so when you put your paddle down, it does not make a clunking noise. And I tried to use leashes and stuff before, but it eventually gets tangled up on stuff and just one more thing to screw you up, right? So this paddle system, whether you're surf launching or trying to be quiet, approaching a tailing fish per se, will change your life when you don't make that noise and spook your fish.
You never know exactly what you're going to get into on the flats around here. I mean, you could get into a big school of Jack Crevalle, and you definitely want your 20-pound equipment, or nice school of redfish. You find tailors, you can find them in schools, you find singles and doubles on the beach. It's a great fishery, and you want to be as prepared as possible without loading your paddleboard down with a ton of equipment. A key feature that I run is the power pole micro anchor. It's awesome for several reasons. If I do see a school of fish and I hook one, without the power pole, I have to either stake myself down or throw an anchor so he doesn't drag me up over the school and spook everything out. With the power pole micro anchor system, I can reach down, hit the button, and easily deploy my anchor, and I'm stuck right there. It's swift, silent, secure. It's a great asset to the boat. It's all self-contained, has its own battery pack, very light. It's good for water up to about 7 feet deep. And the great thing about it is I can pull it off, put it on my micro skiff or any other equipment that I have that's 1,500 pounds or less. So that is a great asset to have when you're inshore fishing. Today we're fishing backcountry, fairly shallow water. It looks like, we'll be in 12 inches to 3 or 4 foot of water.
The one thing I like about stand-up paddleboard fishing, yes, it takes a little more coordination because you're standing up, but you can actually see what you're doing. It's a little more enjoyable too because you can see your surrounding a little higher. You're spooking all my fish, man.
Come right in on top of you.
If you catch a fish, that belongs to me.
I'll give you full credit.
Full credit. Look, he's boxing me out. It's like basketball. Gotta go around him. Thought I saw some movement up here.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Make a cast. Here we go! We're going to Disney World. Oh, he cut me off. Woo, no match, no match. The water level is phenomenal, very clean.
You've got the beautiful open water, crystal clear water. It's one of the funnest things you can do on any day of the week.
Coming up on Chasing the Sun.
Now, this is a triggerfish, very aggressive fish. I'm gonna come join the party over here with you, Darren. 2 at a time. I might have your meat, Darren. Golly.
High's Toggery is the oldest family-owned clothing store in Bay County. Founded by High Wasting in 1969 and still providing the best customer service. High's Toggery is now 9,000 square feet of the best brands for all your work, play, social, or sporting requirements. Select from a huge assortment of Columbia, Guy Harvey, AFCO, Costa Del Mar, Yeti, Vineyard Vines, Berry Topsider, and more. Visit us at our Pier Park location on Panama City Beach to see the latest in men's and women's apparel. Or give us a call, 850-235-1177.
This is why we are obsessed.
On the Yo-Zuri, baby!
It's the Mag Darter, man.
The Crystal 3D Shrimp.
Here we go. There he is, big bull, big bull. Love that popper in the side of his mouth. Look at this fish. Crush that Yo-Zuri. You know, I'm a huge believer in this Yo-Zuri pink. I'm telling you, this is the fluorocarbon of all fluorocarbons. Skipping across the surface, that Yo-Zuri. There he is, nice bite. Oh my gosh, look at him. Yeah, baby, Yo-Zuri. I don't go fishing without it. This is the new Beastmaster 9000. This is hard work. More power, better durability, and heat displacement. Tripled up! Incredible winding speed, an amazing 250 pounds of max winding power.
It's the ultimate toy.
And with the new planetary gear system, that equals durability. Incredible winding speed.
Yeah, that's a giant.
55 pounds of drag. The Beastmaster 9000 is now a part of my fishing arsenal.
All right, I got my man Daron Harrison here today. We got some new gear we're gonna go test out. We got these new Shimano twin power spinning reels, and one neat thing here is we don't have to run very far to reach deep water. We got some big Amberjacks in real close to the beach, and I said we go out there and fire some jigs down and see if we can't hook something.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We're just coming up onto the spot, and you can see all these Amberjacks marking just up off the bottom a little ways right here. It's a pile of fish here. A bunch of bait too. We saw some bait coming up, getting hit on the surface, so you never know what you're gonna find.
As soon as they can get their bait in the water, it's go time.
Golly. I got this guy coming now. Oh man, they're all over. Yeah, I didn't make it down very far. All right, me and Daron just pulled up. We were trying to fire these jigs down to the bottom, and we didn't make it down very far. Come over here, Daron. Let's see who's bigger. Dang it, I think you win. I got you. Well, our jigs didn't make it near to the bottom, and these fish, like Daron was saying earlier, a lot of times they'll bite it on the fall. We were just free spooling and let the jigs fall down. And obviously there's a lot of life here. The machine lit up like crazy, so let's get these guys back in the water and let's see what else is here.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. I'm gonna come join the party over here with you, Daron.
Two at a time. Oh, these reels are smooth.
Yeah. I might have you beat, Daron.
Yours might have me on that one.
Two is a little bigger and better than round one.
Yeah, these are nice fish.
That's a nice class of jacks. Again, these are, you know, almost pushing legal size, but we're gonna release everything we catch today anyway, so let's go ahead and get them back in the water and let them grow.
Sounds good. Let them grow up. Red snapper on a jig. Nice red snapper.
It's good to see there's still some left out here.
There he is. Now this is a trigger fish, very aggressive fish, large teeth. They call them a trigger. This back fin here, you can lower it like that and make it like a trigger. This top fin won't go down. You push all you want. You push this back fin and it's like a little trigger.
That didn't take long, Daron.
Oh, this one's a little larger.
I don't know,
oh.
Last time you put one of them studs like that, I sat out for a minute.
He knows he's hooked.
Yep, you got him. Golly. All right, Daron. I know we had talked about possibly making a little boat ride to some deeper water to catch some of these big jacks.
But
we
you
went
know
far
what?
enough.
We didn't need to ride very far at
No.
all. Like I said, we
No.
rode out here about 5 miles. I mean, looking at the condos right here in the background, and these things are getting huge.
That's as big as you want to mess with.
Yep. All right, Daron, I'm gonna share a little tackle talk, what we've been using out here. It's obviously proven to be very effective today.
Oh yeah.
To start off, this is Shimano's new twin power reel. This is an 8,000 size. And we got this thing packed with 65-pound Power Pro. It's the new Max Quattro braided line. It's a thinner braid than your normal Power. I thought Power Pro was the thinnest it could ever be to start off with, but this is actually even a little thinner than the original Power Pro. We're splicing in about a 15-foot piece of 60-pound fluorocarbon on here. After that, we're gonna end it with the butterfly jig. And the butterfly jig we're using today is the 130 gram. We're fishing anywhere from 80 to 100 feet of water. You know, and that's the perfect size. It's gonna get to the bottom, but it'll work up through the water column nice and easy and give these fish plenty of time to find it and slam it.
Sinks fast enough, but not too heavy that it wears you out just to work the jig.
That's it. And in this range, in that depth range, that's probably your perfect size jig. So nothing real complex. You don't have to go to some super secret spot. A lot of these places we're fishing, public reefs, you can get the numbers, come out here, fire down some jigs, and do the same thing we're doing today.
Have a great day of fishing and a sore arm.
Or if you want to be sure to catch them, you can give Captain Daron a call and he'll put you on them.
January fishing. There's still plenty of fish.
Hey, I'll take this over snow any day.
Big jacks.
Daron, thank you for riding out here with me this afternoon. I mean, while everybody else is sitting on the couches, watching the snow outside.
Oh yeah, 65 degrees.
Yep.
Big old fish biting.
Catching these jumbo jacks
on the jigs.
Can't beat it.
Coming up on Chasing the Sun.
I love bridge fishing primarily just because of the opportunity to catch really big fish.
Kind of a learning curve to figure out where the fish go in the winter time around here, but they don't go away. They just move to different places.
White sand in your toes, smell the sea in your nose. Touch the earth, yeah, it glows. Sunsets are pretty shows.
White sands, turquoise waters, and endless possibilities. Plan your spring escape today at visitpanamacitybeach.com.
Chasing the Sun has been brought to you by Visit Panama City Beach, Half Hitch Tackle, get out there, Shimano, focus your passion, Jackson Kayaks, for anglers, by anglers, Yeti Coolers, built for the wild, and by AFCO, American Fishing Tackle Company.
Old drummer. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a good looking fish right here, healthy. I love bridge fishing primarily just because of the opportunity to catch really big fish. There's all kinds of big fish out here, and deep water. I love the excitement of doing it on a paddleboard, getting banged around, getting pulled around.
It's kind of a learning curve to figure out where the fish go in the wintertime around here, but they don't go away. They just move to different places. So you have to look for them wherever there's warm water and wherever you see bait. Here, high supposed to be 79 today. And we got out here on the water at the crack of about 9:15 this morning. And first fish we saw up next to the shore, tossed a lure on top of it, and boom, came right over and ate it. So it's not a giant, but it's, boy, they don't get any prettier than this one. Basically herring or shad, whatever you want to call them here, swimming around, so you would assume they're eating those. So I've been sitting here throwing that type of bait at them and had a couple bumps, but nothing real serious. And then you put a jig on and start bouncing the bottom, and boom, all of a sudden, there he is. So
if you want more information on Panama City Beach, go to visitpanamacitybeach.com or find us on Facebook.